Who do you think long term? So this is the hardest question that all scouts have been trying to answer. Not right now, but long term will be the best prospect in this draft. I think it's so hard because we don't have a live combine to watch. We've seen a few pro days, but that's about it.
Yeah, and I mean, I think with the lack of pro days, it's so hard to like determine what a player could become in the future. I would normally say like a top 3 pick, but I'm also not really sure on LaMelo because of LeVar Ball.
Yeah, and Anthony Edwards has his own questions.
Yeah, I mean his pro day wasn't even that good.
Yeah, I heard a lot of scouts really were upset about that.
Yeah, and then I mean James Wiseman might be the best out of the 3.
Yeah.
And even then, I still have questions about him.
Yeah.
If I had to choose, like, what are we talking here? Starter or like
just best long-term player? Like not biggest star potential, but who do you think is going to be the best player in 10 years from this draft class?
Yeah, I'm gonna say Okoro.
Really? You think Isaac Okoro is going to be the best player from this draft class?
Yeah. The only reason is like, I mean, he fits like in the projections. He's projected to go to the Hawks, and I think that'd be a great fit because mass Trae Young's defensive problems.
Yeah.
Which is
and he can guard 2 through 4.
Yeah. I think he'll get like if he got on a team that needs something like the Hawks have right now, then he'll definitely have like starter potential. Maybe even like 6-man to start his rookie season. And then after that, it's going to be more unpredictable depending on how his rookie season might go. But I think I could see him like blossoming into like maybe an all-star, like maybe a couple of all-star appearances. By
You're going to have to improve his scoring, I'll say that.
Yeah,
and his shooting, well contested.
But yeah, that's like,
for me, I think it has somebody from that top 3 has to boom. That's my thing. Like, there's
don't know
who. There's no way I'll say Wiseman. I think that he's this, as weird as this sounds, despite the fact that he only played 3 college games, I actually think James Wiseman might be the best out of those 3 prospects. If you want to go lower, I like Tyrese Halliburton a lot. I've talked to Sorna about this a lot. Man's a high IQ player, runs the pick and roll really well, can play the 1 or 2, good defender. He did break his hand, but I think that's. I mean, look, you can come back from a broken hand. It's not like you like a torn Achilles or a torn ACL. I think he's going to be a phenomenal player. It's just for me, his ceiling. I don't know how high that goes compared to Wiseman, compared to LaMelo, compared to Edwards. I think that's the biggest issue for me with saying Halliburton.
Also, you got to respect Halliburton's unselfishness and shooting range.
Oh yeah, of course. And he could play like 1 or 2. He can create his own. Creating his own shot has been a little hard to come by, but he can develop that, and also he's a great spot up shooter.
But yeah, James Wiseman's definitely the safest out of the top 3. Because I mean, even then, like, it's so hard because all of them just have problems that makes it uncertain in the end.
100%.
Yeah.
So now on to the enigma that is Anthony Edwards, the projected, I don't even want to say projected number 1 pick because who knows anymore, but a potential number 1 pick out of Georgia, one and done player, apparently had a very underwhelming pro day in comparison to Maxey's. Yeah, I think it was compared to Tyrese Maxey's pro day. They were saying that Edwards really disappointed. So Joe, is he really the best player in this draft? And do you see a scenario where he even falls out of the top 3 and lands in Chicago?
I mean, I don't really see a scenario at this point where he lands out of the top 3 unless, something big shows up for someone else, like Obi Toppin.
Or Avita.
Yeah, that's the other one. Maybe he could be the number 3 pick. From last week, he was projected to go number 1. It was actually, a split, like 60-40 him and LaMelo. But I just don't know, like, fully, because, I mean, again, like, he's obviously a great player. He's fantastic. but he just has a lot of like baggage and just like not just underperforming like the big things like the pro day and all that crap.
And I mean, he didn't win in college either. That's something we have to talk about. I mean, he played on a mediocre Georgia team.
Yeah, and like he still needs to improve in a lot of areas. Like he still needs to learn how to play both sides. Or I mean both ends up. And then I mean his perimeter shooting it's streaky at best.
Yeah, I mean it's boom or bust.
Yeah, like he shot 29.1% from three.
Yeah, and I think also you do have to factor in he had no help, but yes, that's a relevant factor.
Yeah, that's not really good though. Still.
Yeah.
And then like not the most disciplined defender on the court.
No.
So
definitely not.
Like, I mean, he definitely has some things to work on. Some of those could be easy fixes for him. We don't know. Like, I mean, maybe it was just a coaching problem in Georgia or
Tom Crean. Yeah, maybe.
But like, I mean, the advantages he brings though, like, I mean, he's a powerful guard. He's explosive on offense. And I mean, what?
I'm waiting for you to finish speaking.
Oh, yeah. And he's just, his strength, length, and quickness are all, could be the makings for like a great lockdown defender in the NBA. But he still needs a lot to work to, learn to be there.
I agree with you. I think his athletic gifts are almost unrivaled in this draft. I mean, you think about it. He's good on ball. He can create his own space for a shot. Passing could be developed a little more. But offensively, he's a tremendous player, but he is a microwave, right? And that is the problem. We talked about the three-point shooting that wasn't always there at Georgia. In the pro day, they said they really weren't enthused by his shooting percentages and how he shot. But he does have this NBA build that you talked about. Strong, big, 6'5", really has the makings for a good wing, but defensively, there's issues. Shooting-wise, there's issues. Passing-wise, there's issues. And who knows, like, I think you might have heard something about attitude concerns as well with Edwards, and I'm fully certain on that. I don't think he's the number one pick because of all this. I think the Timberwolves could really take a chance on LaMelo Ball. I know last week we were saying something totally different, but with everything that's coming out recently in the news, it just looks more and more like either the Timberwolves are going to take LaMelo or someone's going to trade up for him because they've just seen more proven stuff out of the younger Ball. So we'll have to see. But, Joe, I do agree with you. I think this is very concerning for Edwards. I don't see him falling out of the top three. I think somebody will take a flyer on him. I think he would fit well in Golden State, honestly. And
if you do think about it, LaMelo isn't even like that much. He isn't even like good from shooting threes as well. Like he's 25% from three.
Yeah, in a professional league.
Yeah,
yes,
like, that's not good. I mean, they both have huge risk. I mean, it just depends on which one you think you can be quicker to fix.
Yes. Also, you have to factor in LaMelo is a way better passer than Edwards by a mile. But and he also is great at creating his own shot. But there's even potentially more defensive issues with LaMelo Ball. I mean, you should watch him in high school. The man didn't defend half the possessions.
Yeah, I guess the advantage with LaMelo is he's also 6'7", and I mean he will be like the youngest player to be drafted in the first round, or youngest player picked in the first round, because he's like 19.
Yeah, he's
18.
Yeah,
right
I think
now.
he might be 18.
Yeah, and I mean even with that, he could still be growing.
Yeah,
like so that's definite plus.
Great build, great vision.
There's just risk on both of them that we don't know. Like,
I think the only player out of those three that you won't see go number one is Wiseman, and that's just because Cat. So it's insanely difficult, and the fact that we've had such a truncated pre-draft process and no real full combine has been problematic.